In this video, I'm going to look again at sessions in Flask. I'm going to have some order form, my Five Guys form of ordering a hamburger, a certain cook level with certain toppings. And then I am going to sort of remember that in a session. And so then and try to remember what I've ordered. And I think it might be better with cookies than with session to sort of order the hamburger and come back the next day. And that's my favorite order. So just save it. But for now, it's written in sessions. I may do another in cookies, which would be fairly similar. Okay, so here we go. The form, let's run it. And I have a set of radio buttons, two sets of radio buttons. Order, I want a cheeseburger, I want it medium well, and I want mushrooms and onions. And I'm going to copy this route, and I don't want fries. So then I'm going to place my order, and then I have the handler. So I'm often in the past I've done this was the same route, but this time I've made it two different routes. And so now if I open up another tab, but it's the same session, and then paste that in there, I've established a session, and I am remembering that I ordered a cheeseburger, medium well. So this is not the same as going back. If I'm going back, then it's like the browser itself remembering my order. Then browsers are just sort of designed that the given tab as you move back might remember your choices from things like radio buttons and drop down selects and what have you. But this was a new tab remembering my order that was due to the session. And I've also set up the with this being a separate route, I can also go there directly, sort of like I did with logon. So I could move directly to the second page if I've ordered within the session. And so that might allow me to sort of say, what was my order? Go back to the handler without going back through the order page and maybe, ordering a second cheeseburger, which I don't want to do. So normally I want to go through the order form, through the server, which are probably where the actual ordering would take place, and then move on to the handler. But there could be a scenario where I want to move directly to the handler, where I wanted to see what did I order. And so that was handled by the session. And the other thing handled by the session was the sort of remembering of my order. And then I say, I probably want to make a cookie version because I'm more likely to say I want to order what I ordered the day before. I like that. And that's more of an idea of cookie, sort of remembering a day or two later, sort of when the browsers have closed and reopened. Okay, but let's see how we did it with sessions. So the form is nothing really new. Nothing's going on session-wise in terms of the forms. I have the select multiple field and the widgets. That's my checkboxes. I have my radio field. That was my radio buttons. The submit field was the button. In requiring, that's my only validation, requiring input. I'm getting the information from a JSON file and read that JSON file, and that determined I have some little function that put my choices in the right format to be choices in WT forms. And then here's my checkboxes, or here's my class that makes checkboxes from widgets, not really mine. I stole it. And I had the reference there. And here's the burger, here's the level, here's the toppings, here's whether I want fries or not, here's my submit button. Okay, the form has nothing really going on. just all of the things, the level, the burger, the level, the toppings. The handler does have some session stuff, so we will, and it's reporting, instead of reporting the results, it's reporting the session, and that's what allowed us to move to open up the page and remember what we had done without coming directly from the form. So that's when I opened up my order form in a new tab, so it was still the same session. I could remember what I ordered without reordering it, because it wasn't from a result, it was from a session. Okay, so this is mostly what it was before, except that result burger has been replaced with session burger. Okay, and then most of the work is in the routing stage, because that's where we move from the client form to the server and then over to the client handler. Okay, so I have in here my normal Flask stuff, Flask and render template and request and redirect and URL for, and then over here, hiding away, I have session, the secret key, the default route redirected to the form. Here is the form, picks up the form that I had made in that separate Python file. And if I'm responding to a submission, then I get all the information result from the form, and I am just printing out things to sort of see what's going on down in the console. But I have a result for burger, a result for level, a result for toppings, and I am creating sessions, either creating the sessions, or if I already have a session, updating their values. And then I make a session variable for fries. Whether or not they chose fries, I'm making a session variable for fries. And then I'm going to go over to the handler. So that is me responding to the user entering something on the form and establishing session variables. And that's what I was displaying, session variables over on the handler. So again, the handler moved from result burger to session burger. And that was all possible because of, establishing all these session variables. So that was going over to the handler. Now, I'm outside of the validate on submit down here. And so I am not responding to the user entering something, but I'm saying if there's a burger in the session, this is me opening that tab. So I'm opening this new tab. So I'm not responding to the user entering data. But I'm saying if there's a burger in the session, then make it the default, choose it again. So I'm setting the default burger choice to whatever was in the session, and the default level to what was in the session, and the toppings default to what was in the session. And I didn't do anything with fries because I was lazy. And then I process the form. So this sort of makes those choices for me. So again, I opened up a new tab, and I was still in the same session because I hadn't closed the browser. But it knew my choices due to this session. And I probably want to switch this over to cookies. So then I remember my order the next day. But for right now, I'm playing around with sessions. And process the form, so it actually makes those choices and then go over to the form. So the form has my choices. Here's the handler route. So it's a separate route in this version. And I say that if I have a burger, if I've ordered a burger at any time in the past, within the session. Then um, if if the user's trying to go directly to the handler, and they have ordered a burger within the session, then I'm going to allow that. Otherwise, I'm going to send them back to the form. So if it's a whole new page, this was like I played around with like logging on. Um, the user had to like log on, then I allowed them to welcome. I didn't, otherwise I sent them back to the logon form. I'm doing the same thing here with sort of burger. If you've ordered a burger within the session, I'll let you go straight to the handler. That's going to allow you to see your order without ordering again. Um, but if you haven't ordered, I send you back to the form where you order. So that was playing around more with sessions and using those sessions to remember my choices, to set some defaults and process those defaults so that they appear on a page. And that's what I wanted to show you. Thanks for your attention.